Headout is an app that helps you book amazing activities in the cities around the world that are available for the last minute right around where you are. In terms of what sells really well on the platform, it really depends on the city that we're talking about. If you go to a city like New York or London, entertainment sells really well there because that's what people love to do in those cities. But if you talk about a city like Rome or Paris, then people love to go and see all of those amazing attractions and historical sites, and their tours to those places work really well. So it's a very city-specific phenomenon. We have a wide variety of experiences, from attraction tickets to activities to tours to events. And we've seen worldwide that different things work in different pockets depending on the cultural DNA of that city. In terms of the changes as far as distribution is concerned over the last couple of years, I think one, connectivity has come a long way. People are fairly more connected with suppliers all over the world, which means that you're now able to ensure that last minute ticket sales are actually a possibility, which wasn't the case a couple of years back. So I think the transition in the story there, as far as connectivity with supply is concerned, has been the big moment for all of us to make this industry a mainstream conversation in travel. I think the second big change, of course, also has been from a consumer perception standpoint. Given the kind of attention and dollar spends that have entered the sector in the last couple of years, people are more aware now than ever before about the fact that they can go on these amazing experiences and book them, with a few taps on their mobile devices. So I think that change in consumer perception and education has been a big story in, again, making this segment become mainstream and become not just yet another thing in travel, but something that's currently very hot and very relevant to speak about. In terms of barriers for growth, and I think this would probably be true for almost everybody, including Headout, at the end of the day, your product is your people, right? And how exactly do you sort of, when you're working in a new industry with new problem statements, things that have not been solved before, you have to solve them from a first principle standpoint. And the people who are solving it are the people that work for you. So I think in general, the biggest barrier to growth for almost anybody in this ecosystem would be about, do they have the right team and do they have the right resources with them to be able to solve these problems? So for us, it's about making sure that we have the right team, making sure that we are growing them, we're developing them, making sure that we are getting new people as and when necessary for the right roles. But the constraint, I would say, is not external. It's always almost an internal constraint that stops you from growing to the best that you can. So I think that's true for Headout, and that probably is true for everybody out there.